Welcome back to the Surf and Turf podcast. What up,
It
Jimmy?
definitely was you with the
It definitely was me with the music. I was just testing some stuff out, and we got this nice little intro beat going on, fade to black, but
Which is the first time I've actually heard the music.
which is weird. I don't know why it's all of a sudden going through. You can hear me, right?
Yeah. So I was turning down my
Hopefully.
volume so that we wouldn't have an echo. And the moment I did that is when you
Hmm.
had tested the music, and I was mad confused.
Now I'm really confused of why you can all of a sudden now hear this. Maybe it got fixed in Discord. I don't know. Maybe there's some weird setting through Discord. It doesn't matter. Hopefully it goes through. Maybe I should check it. Nah, it's popping up that it's coming through on the stream. So what's up, Jimmy? How was your week?
Or weeks since it's been like 3 weeks since we've recorded.
Yeah, but it hasn't been 3 weeks since we've talked.
True.
That's why I'm
But it's been
asking
three
how's your
weeks
week?
since we've talked to the peoples.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. That's why I'm asking how was your week, dude? Oh my
Well,
gosh, man. Beat around the bush
it
much.
started with waking up Monday feeling absolutely terrible.
Absolute dog water.
And I have COVID, guys. Round 2. Ding, ding, ding.
Round
Tuesday I tested.
round 2. Oh my gosh.
Tuesday I tested and I got that COVID-19. So if I cough, I apologize.
Yeah, you got that
I didn't
COVID-19
talk to
COVID.
anyone on Monday. Like I literally didn't say a single word Monday.
Which is weird. Like you didn't just talk to yourself or say
No, because I
minuscule
felt
things.
that bad. I
Oh
just felt
dang.
so like I was like, I should call my mom, and I was like, no, I just really don't feel like talking.
Not even
And that's
that,
weird
dude.
for me, huh?
Sometimes I just talk to myself just because.
Well, yeah, me too.
But you're
But
just like, I just feel so bad.
I felt so like, and I'll often like talk to someone. If it's not you, I'll call my mom or someone.
Yeah.
But I just felt so terrible. And so Tuesday I tested, and you talked to me Tuesday like morning, and you were like, "Dang, you sound bad."
Was I the one that told you to test, or were you just like, I
No.
should? No, I could.
So I was getting ready for Bible club, and I was like, well, we got a message from the lady who runs Bible club that she had COVID, and I was like, I should probably test. So I
Nah,
tested.
that makes sense, dude.
I DoorDash myself a test.
DoorDash yourself that COVID-19 test. DoorDash, gotta love it.
Yep.
Do love me some DoorDash. Did you? I'm not gonna lie. I've only ever taken 2 at-home COVID tests. I'm not gonna lie. Whenever we think that we have COVID, I just make my wife take the test. Like I'm dead serious. And typically we don't. If she comes up positive, then sometimes I'll be like, okay, I'll take a test. But I think I've only ever taken 2 COVID tests, and they suck. Like they're terrible. But
They do
well,
think
that kind of sucks.
they
Having
even
COVID
used to
twice.
have to take. They used to have to take them like every week.
I know that really sucks. Imagine having COVID
But
twice.
how many have I? I've only taken. Well, the first time I had COVID is the first time I took an at-home one.
Yeah.
Then I took it again to make sure I was negative.
Okay.
So I took 2 then. Then well, those are at-home tests. And then I had a scare again where I went to Rite Aid and got like an actual test, not like an at-home one.
Yeah.
And that was gonna take a couple of days. So I let my supervisors know like, hey, I took a test. And they
Mhm.
were like, "Hey, actually go call this guy from church. He works at the nursing home. He can get you a test, a rapid test." And I was
Interesting.
like, "Okay." Um, so I did that and got and I was negative. Um, and then this time I took the at-home one.
Positive. I think I've
And
only ever seen one positive at-home test. And, like, to be honest, I don't even think it was positive. I think it was I don't know, it was one of those things where it was like, "Eh." Like, this was yours, like, clearly positive? Like, it was clearly like, "Okay, yeah, I got COVID."
I can show it to you. It's in my trash can.
No, that's okay. I believe you. I'm
No,
just
like
like
the lines were like clear.
okay, because like, they typically say, like, "Oh, if you see, like even if it's just, like, partially there, you should, like, say that you have it." And I'm like, "Yeah, like, maybe." But then they're also like, "Oh, it could be a defective test." And I'm like, "Well, what is it then?" So Katie took one and it was, like, partially there, and I'm like, "I don't know if we should count this or not." I mean, Katie was having symptoms, so we did. She got paid for it, so kinda worked out in the end. But
Yeah. I
good old COVID.
yeah, mine was like bold line.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I know what you mean, but I do think that you are, like, one of the handfuls of people that I know that have gotten COVID twice. I think I only know, like, a a half a dozen people that have gotten it
I
twice.
know a couple people who've had it
Like,
twice.
confirmed had it twice.
Yeah.
Because I know my parents, my mom, my stepdad, I'm pretty sure they've had it twice. And to be honest, they might be the only people that I know that have had it twice.
Um, Now in my family, the only other person who's had it is my grandma. She's had it once,
And you've had it twice.
and I've had it
I
twice.
don't think I've ever had it. Even when Katie, like, had it, I don't know if I ever got it. Like, I never
Yeah.
felt bad. I mean, I might have had it. I just didn't
Now
test.
back in 2020, I thought I had it, and I went and got tested, and this was before the at-home tests were a
Mhm.
thing,
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I had to drive to, like, Pittsburgh.
Oh, dang. And waiting probably,
Um,
like, a huge line of cars.
no, mine wasn't that long because I had an appointment.
Oh, okay, that's good.
So I pull up to this, like it was kinda like a hotel, like, where you, like, pull into,
Yeah,
like, the little thing by the door. I pull in, people who are, like, straight hazmat suits come out,
yeah.
and they're like, "We need to see your ID." So I
Of
hand them
course, yeah.
my ID, and they, like, are like, "Alright," so someone else comes out in a hazmat suit with this thing, and she, like, sticks it, like, way far up my
Oh,
nose.
yeah,
Like,
dude.
you don't have to go up that far anymore.
Yeah, I
Like, she
never yeah.
shoved that thing up my nose, and I was like,
Yeah,
but I was negative then.
I never had to get one of those. Like, I'm, like, so thankful. I think my wife had to get one, but I never had to get one of those, like they say it's like, "Oh, it's like it's almost like tickling your brain." It's like
Yeah, it was bad.
I never had to get one of those, luckily. So, I'm pretty happy about that.
I could, like, feel it for, like, the next couple days.
Oh, ugh, ugh. Dude, I can barely even take the at-home ones without getting, ugh.
Yeah, but and the one I went to Rite Aid, it was like I did it myself and then put it back in, it was kinda like the at-home ones, but not you didn't put it in, like, the little thing.
Yeah, I
You
think
did
they
it in your
send those
nose, and
out,
you put it in,
yeah.
like, a little capsule, and they send it off to, like, a lab.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure those get sent off. But, yeah, how you feeling? Feeling
I'm
better?
alright. I'm doing a lot better. Every day I've improved pretty drastically. I'm hoping by, like, tomorrow or the next day, I'm, like, pretty good.
Just keep drinking water, man, that's what they say. Keep drinking, yeah, drink some on the podcast, yeah, man. I
Dude,
feel that.
actually, I just had to throw 'em away because my whole desk was just filled with empty water bottles. I was like,
Oh
"I
my
need to throw
gosh,
some of these
bro.
away."
Bruh, you gotta clean up, dog. That's kinda
Well,
funny,
I
though.
have been, but I've just been drinking that much water.
It's 'cause that
Then,
train
like
derailment. Seriously, did we
dude, don't dox me like that.
I mean, come on, dude. It's not like dude, have we not doxed each other? "Oh,
Uh,
hey, where'd you guys grow up?"
I was gonna say, we've not done a podcast. I don't think have we filmed a podcast since that happened?
I think we did, but I don't think we talked about it.
Yeah, because that happened
No.
February 3rd.
We've definitely filmed a podcast. We might have done, like, one, but we definitely didn't talk about it.
It got a lot like, it became more of, like, a big thing, like, 2 weeks later.
Yeah,
Then we
why didn't
haven't
we talk about it?
because it wasn't, like, a big deal until, like, 2 weeks later, which then we haven't filmed a podcast since
Oh,
then.
yeah, it was more just like, "Oh, hey, this happened," and
So
they're cleaning it up,
I guess
basically.
we're not doxing. This isn't really doxing myself, but I live in Northeast Ohio. We won't say how close to East Palestine I live.
Bro, I isn't it like a aren't they isn't it like a 50-mile radius that they're concerned about?
Oh, is it?
I don't know, maybe it's or no,
Hmm.
maybe it's, like, a lot smaller, like, it
Well,
was
I'm definitely within 50 miles.
oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh, no, it was definitely a smaller radius, and you're like, "Yeah, I'm pretty far out from that."
They evacuated a
Oh,
mile
that's what it was,
radius.
that's what it was. They evacuated that.
I'm close enough that I got the evacuation notice on my phone.
But you didn't have to.
No, I looked up to see how far I was. I probably should have been evacuated, but I wasn't.
You're like, "Nah, nah."
But yep, I'm in Northeast Ohio. So yeah, this whole train derailment stuff. I know we're probably a little late on this, but this should have been handled a lot better. I know we don't get political, but this should have been handled a lot better. And it should not be about politics. It should be about the people and helping the people. And it was already a very like poor town, and now they've lost like their homes are worth like nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Um, there a lot of them were like industry jobs back in the day that we've lost all of those jobs, and so now they're like moved out there to be like farmers. Well, now
Yeah.
their land is toxic, their
Oh, yeah.
water is toxic, their air is toxic, so their livestock are dying.
Give me, like, a 30-second just rundown of what happened.
So,
30 seconds.
Norfolk and Southern, is like a train company or something like that.
Sure.
There was a train derailment, so the train came off its rails
Yeah.
and caught on fire
Yeah.
with, like, the friction of the train coming
Yeah,
off of
yeah,
the
yeah.
rails,
And it,
whatever.
like, crashed, yeah.
Yeah, and so this train was on fire for no lie, like, a week.
Yeah,
And the big deal was it was carrying, chemicals that are used to make PVC piping,
yeah, sure.
which are highly cancerous
Oh, dang.
and toxic. And so they were afraid it was gonna explode. And so
Mhm.
they did a control explosion on it, and you could see the smoke from it from my area. Um, and yeah, I haven't actually I didn't even put in like Jesus channel on that one on sorry Discord about this because I was like, I'm not trying to dox myself, but oh well.
Yeah.
But you could see the smoke.
From your
Um
house?
I have a picture from just down the road from me that
Oh,
you could
okay.
see it.
That's kinda
Yeah.
interesting. You'll have to send that to me. I don't think you ever sent that to me.
No, I'll send that to you.
That's kinda cool,
I'll
actually.
send that to you, and I'll send you, like, the map of where that was taken and where I live.
Yeah.
Because
That's
it's
kinda
kinda
interesting.
scary.
Yeah, it is
Um,
kinda scary, to be honest.
yeah, this all went up into the air, and then, like, this happened on, like, a Saturday morning at, like, 5 in the morning.
Mhm.
The evacuation notices came out at 10 o'clock Sunday night,
Oh, dang.
and only for a mile radius.
Yeah.
And it wasn't handled very well. There hasn't been, like, sufficient testing, and then, like, 2 weeks later, like, an hour and a half south on the Ohio River, they were like, "Oh, we're finding this in the river and in the water,"
Mhm.
like, debris from in the
Yeah, yeah,
water,
yeah.
and a lot of people on the Ohio River, including myself, we draw our water from the river.
Yeah.
Like, the city water comes from the river.
Mhm.
And so now it's like, is our drinking water safe?
Yeah.
So they've done tests, but some people are like, oh, they haven't done enough tests. Um, the only like real relief we've gotten from the government at all, which is not even really from the government, it was Donald Trump. He came in and brought like a bunch of water
Yeah.
at like there's a fire station near me that I can go to, and someone from my church just went there, and they loaded her car up with 21 cases of water.
That's crazy.
So I can go get free water, like, whenever, because we're not supposed to like, they're saying our water's fine to drink, and
Yeah,
that
yeah,
they've done tests, but it's like, do you trust it? I
yeah,
mean,
really.
I shower in the water, I wash my dishes in the water, I wash my clothes in the water, I wash my hands in the water, but I've
I don't
my
know if I'd
mom came
drink
out,
it.
like, shortly after, and she brought me 3 cases of water and 3-gallon jugs. Actually, I think they're bigger than a gallon, but either way, I've been cooking with those. Like, if I got, like, a cup of water or whatever, I'll use the
Yeah,
clean water.
that makes sense.
But yeah, and it all happened right before Lent, and for Lent, I decided to give up soda, so now I have to only drink w like, I'm only drinking water.
At least you have a bunch of it, or at
Yeah,
least you
and
can
I
go
know,
get
like,
some.
I'm about halfway through. Well, when my mom brought me that water, I had a case, and I'd gone
Interesting.
through that case, I've gone through the next case, and I'm about halfway through that next
Dang.
case. So I still have a case and a half, and these cases are like 32 bottles in a
That's not
case.
bad, dude. Do you
So I still have probably like 50 cases or 50 bottles of water, and then I still have those gallons.
have you, gone to the store? Is it, like, basically, like, sold out of water?
So when it first happened, that when I went and got that first case,
Yeah.
I went to Walmart and um it was kinda scary because, like, you remember when COVID first hit, like, you couldn't find toilet paper to save your life?
You couldn't find dude, I remember going in just a quick, like, 15 seconds. I remember going into Giant one time, and the frozen food section was just, like, completely empty during COVID, and I was like, "Oh my gosh." But, yeah, toilet paper was, like, the big one where it's like,
Yeah, and, like, you
you
would
couldn't
see
find
people, like, just
anything.
stockpiling toilet paper
Yeah.
at the grocery
Uh-huh.
store. I went into Walmart, I went to the water aisle, and there was, like, 2 pallets of water, that was it. Like, you know, when you go to the water aisle at Walmart, like, it's like the whole
Oh,
aisle is
yeah.
full of pallets of water.
Yeah.
There was only 2 pallets of water, and there were people with their carts just loading.
Oh, dang.
Like, you would see people, like, walking through Walmart with, like, a cart of, like, 6 cases of water in
That's
it,
crazy,
and you were
dude.
like, "Holy cow." Now, obviously, I haven't been to the store this week, um, and I haven't been to a grocery store in a while, actually, um, since my mom was out here, actually.
Yeah.
Uh, so that's why I went to a grocery store, and when we went there, we so this is like 2 weeks ago, we saw, and this is like like the weekend after I went to Walmart. At Giant Eagle, my mom was like, "I didn't need to bring you all this water. Look how much water is here." But I was like, "There's really not that much water." They were bringing water in, and they were unloading the water, and, like, as fast as they were unloading it, people were unloading it into their
Like,
carts,
grabbing it, yeah. It's
which
crazy.
actually it's now come out that Giant Eagle, like, their brand water, like, the cheap stuff, is from the East Palestine area, so you
Oh,
can't even drink that
gosh.
bottled water. So now we have to, like, be careful, like, what water we are drinking.
Oh my gosh, dude. That sounds awful, like, it literally sounds terrible.
Yeah. So, and, like I said, and the other thing is, like, with the toilet, like, to put it in perspective, and I told my mom this, I was like, 'cause she's trying to bring out water, and I was like, "You could bring out, like, a case." But I was like, "You know what? Like, yeah, like, our water's gonna be low now, but people," and I was like, "It's just me, like, 2 cases of water will last me a
Oh,
good
yeah.
while, you know?" I was like, "But it's only this area." Like, COVID, it was the whole world.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
No,
Yeah, yeah.
everyone's freaking out buying toilet paper.
Yeah.
Here, it's just this area.
Yeah.
They're gonna be able to produce the water at
Oh,
other
yeah,
places
oh
and
my
ship
gosh.
more in.
Yeah, they'll
Like,
just
we're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
be getting, like, and, like,
Exactly, yeah.
That's the relief the government's giving us is the government's, like, sending us water that we can get
Yeah,
free.
exactly.
I'm like now, I'm like, "Yeah, mom, you probably shouldn't have bought all that water because I can go to a fire station and just get, like, a bunch of bottles of water."
That's true. That's a good point, like,
So,
it's really just your area.
yeah,
There's, like
it's just Northeast Ohio.
there's ton of water everywhere, dude.
Yeah, like, the water is not gonna be low at your stores.
Oh, heck no, dude. Yeah,
So, like
crap ton of
and
water.
it's not like they're gonna get behind on manufacturing water just because this one region of the country is freaking out and buying water.
That's true. Well, if it comes down to it that I mean, I'm sure there's already people, like, thinking about this, that it's like, if you got cancer from the East Palestine water dispute, then you can sue. Contact me at
Dude,
378-572.
my Facebook is full with, like, Morgan& and Morgan.
Yeah, bro.
Are you affected by these Palestine? You can get compensated here. But there's a lot of lawsuits. There's a lot of lawsuits that are happening.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Like the governor or not the governor, like, someone who lives in East Palestine that's, like, maybe the mayor or someone, like, big who lives, like, in East Palestine is, like, moving away and is trying to sell their house for 400,000. It's like, you ain't not ain't no one paying 400
400,000.
ain't no one paid 400,000 to go to East Palestine.
Bro, you better sell your house for, like, 40,000, dog.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get some, like, literally so there are companies that are charging to come in and clean people's houses to get rid of the chemicals,
Yeah.
and they're charging, like, $5,000 to come in and do it, and it's like, "Homie, your house ain't worth $5,000 anymore."
That's what I'm thinking, dude. We should buy a bunch of houses in East Palestine and just hope that, like, they bounce back.
There you go.
I mean, that's like, low key, that's like a business venture, maybe. Well,
There's a lot of conspiracies, though,
Oh, about the actual, like
of the train derailment.
yeah.
So there's actually the same company has there was another one this week.
I saw that actually.
Yeah, this company has had a bunch of them. And
Bruh.
there's this movie that was filmed, like, a half hour away from East Palestine about a train derailment, and that it was a distraction from UFOs, and in that movie, there's people who live in East Palestine in the movie, and that it was, like and the movie's about, like,
What?
like being a ploy for the government to hide things, and people think that the government did this to create a ghost town so they can go in and put a solar farm in there, or, like, it's known
Interesting.
for having, like, some oil and stuff, so, like, they're gonna
Yeah.
make it a ghost town and then go in and, like, drill.
Interesting. I
There's
guess
a
we'll
lot of
find out.
conspiracies, dude, a lot of
Yeah.
conspiracies.
I mean, it isn't far from Pittsburgh. I mean, Pittsburgh
Yeah.
was the oil city for a long time.
Yeah, and so it's like it's like people are like the government. That's the reason we're not getting help is they're trying to scare people away to move out of there so they can go in and buy all of the land cheap and like use it for their good, you know.
That's crazy, dude. Huh.
Well, you've not had anything happen in your life last couple weeks, have you?
Not really. Not
Nothing like COVID or train derailment.
no, but now that we talk about it, I said 50. I don't know why. Just real quick on this. 50 miles is actually kind of a long kind of a long way. When I said it, I was like, "Oh, 50 miles. That's not that far." But then I was like, "Wait, I'm 50 miles from Philly. Like, it's not that far." Anyways.
Well, you know
Um
it is far.
well, it is far, but or no, you're right. It is far. Yeah, 50 miles is far. Um
A 50-mile radius,
yeah, oh my gosh.
especially, yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably including Pittsburgh at that point.
Oh yeah, dude, easily. Okay, anyways. Yeah,
And maybe
so
even Cleveland.
maybe. I don't know.
It's north of here.
How far are you from Cleveland without like critically doxing yourself? I
Two
guess
and a half hours.
2.5. That's more than 50 miles, bro. Maybe not. It
Well, you don't know how
depends.
close I am to East Palestine.
Oh, that's true. Ah, well, I do.
Well, stop
Yeah.
doxing me.
I think that's a little more than 50 miles.
I
Uh,
mean, they know the fact that you could see it.
okay,
I'm
that's
close
true.
enough that you could see it.
Well, yeah, that's true, Jimmy. Anyways, yeah, so I had a kid. Surprise, surprise.
You do.
Um,
I kind of announced it last week.
yeah, that's fine. That's okay. Um,
I
it
had to
was
explain where you were. I don't think I said anything about him though. I just said Austin as a kid,
it was the
and that's it.
17th, February 17th, born at 11:21 AM.
Wasn't the 18th?
No, 17th.
You sure?
Just look at the calendar again. Yeah, the 17th, I promise you. Um,
I thought for sure it was the 18th.
no, the 17th was that Friday. It's Friday.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right.
11:21 AM, which my mom said it was gonna be at 11:20. She was off by 1 minute. It was 11:21. So, yeah, that's where I've been. Okay, well, we'll see you next week, guys. No. Um, it's been good just to touch on it. I mean, we don't have, like, any games or anything playing because I figured we just have a bunch to talk about at this point. It's been good. Baby's good. My wife is good. Um, he's a really good baby, to be honest. Um, I mean, yeah, he's a pretty decent baby. There's days where it's just like, "Oh my gosh." And then there's days like yesterday where he literally just slept, literally slept, like, all day, and then he slept,
But
like,
he
really
didn't
good
sleep the
last
night
night.
before, right?
No, he slept the night before. He's been pretty good at nights.
Oh, I thought you had said yesterday that he didn't sleep well that night, or he was bad that night.
He slept okay. I think it was more just, like, the way we did it. We didn't do it very well that night. Like, we kind of, like so when we first had him, we were kinda taking shifts where, like, I would stay up with him for, like, the first half of the night, and then my wife would stay up with him until the morning. And we had a bunch of help, so it was, like, easy that, like, when, like, 6 AM came or, like, someone from our family was here that would come down and, like, watch him for a couple hours, and then me and my wife could both, like, sleep at the same time. But when no one was here, we tried to keep him in our room overnight, and then my wife would just get up with him when he cries to feed him. And that's worked pretty well. But the other night, we had to kinda, like, regress back to where I just watched him the first half, and then Katie watched him the second half, and it was like, didn't really work out that well. But, nah, it's good. Um, it's fun, it's rewarding, it's challenging, but
Is it weird that, like, you're just, like, all of a sudden, like, responsible for a life?
like, in a way, I think the biggest thing people struggle with is their time and
Yeah,
a routine. Like, literally, like, I'm pretty sure every day I wake up and I'm just like, "What day is it?" Literally, like, days just, like, clump together. Like, seriously, days literally just clump together. I
yeah. That's how I kind of I mean, to a different thing, that's how I felt this week with COVID, because it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I can't go anywhere, so it's
Yeah.
like, "Oh."
Like
Like, yesterday doesn't feel like a Wednesday because I didn't have church.
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I feel that, dude. Yeah, days just kinda, like, clump together, and it's like, every day you're just like, "What day is it?" Luckily, there's been, like, a lot of people visiting and stuff, so it's a little easier to kinda capture which day is which, because people come over and, like, hang out with us.
Yeah. I can't wait to come visit him, come meet him.
Excuse
Probably
me.
gonna be a couple month or a month or so.
Yeah, by that point, hopefully, it's like he's, like, in a good routine, and, like, it just takes time. Like,
Yeah.
they say by, like, 2 months old is when they're really just, you can really just, like it's like they're like a well-oiled machine at that point. You can just
Yeah,
kinda
you
just,
know,
like,
like,
feed them and put
once
them
it start
down.
like, what, like, 6 months to start getting, like, motor skills and stuff and, like, are doing
I
stuff a
think so,
little bit,
yeah. 2 by 2 months, they can, like,
like,
recognize
w
stuff.
and, like, roll over.
No, not by 2 months, heck no, that's, like, by 5
That's, like,
months.
6 months,
Yeah,
right?
that's, like, 5, 6 months. By 2
Yeah.
months, they're, like, completely, like, turned on, like, their brain's, like, turned
They're
on,
starting
like
to recognize things, starting to, like, learn, like, their arms and legs. can move and stuff.
Yeah, and, like, they're starting to get, like, control of their neck and stuff. Usually by, like, 3 to 4 months, they have, like, complete control of their neck, and they can kinda just, like they can look around and do stuff. Um, and then by, like what you said, like, 6 months, they start, like, rolling over and kinda, like, sitting up on their own and doing that kinda stuff, and then by, like usually, like, 9 months, they start crawling, and then by, like, a year, they start walking.
Yeah.
So
Dude, I there's a 2-year-old at our church, and I'm like, I really like kids like 2 years old are so much fun.
2 yeah, 2 is, like
He's starting to like the kid at church is starting to like put sentences together.
Yeah.
And like, well, he's been doing this since he could talk and like walk around, but anytime you ask him a question, he goes, huh?
That's kind of
But there's something else you said you wanted to talk about on the
with
podcast.
Oh, yeah, we'll get
Something
there. We'll get there.
okay.
Um, but yeah, it's been good. I really the hardest thing I feel like we've been struggling with is, like, the routine and just the days of the week. I mean, your routine is just so messed up, like, even though, like, we got this rhythm where we're sleeping together at night again, like, we're going to bed at, like, the typical time we go to bed, we're waking up. We might not get as much sleep, but it feels so much more natural, like, it was more like I would go to bed at, like, 1 a.m. and wake up at 8, and then it was like it just didn't feel as natural. Now it's just like I go to bed at my normal time, like 10:30, and I might wake up a couple times in the middle of the night, but I'm still like it just feels better. 'Cause it's
Yeah.
what I'm used to doing, like, before he came, I would go to bed at, like, between 10 and 11 and then wake up at 7 and go to work, you know? And now
Mhm.
it's basically what I'm doing, it's just I'm not going to work yet.
Yeah, you said you're kinda looking forward to going back to work though,
I
because you
am,
get
just
the
for some
routine,
yeah, just for some routine and
structure
stuff. It
structure.
yeah, it'll be hard when I go back to work because by the end of the first week, he'll be 5 weeks old, and then by, like, 6 weeks between 6 and 8 weeks, they start to develop, like, their senses, and they can, like, look at stuff, like, they can, like, watch TV and, like, not, like, actually watch TV, but they can look at it and be like, "Oh," like,
Comelon,
no, we are not doing Cocomelon in this house. My wife's like, "Heck no." But,
Comelon.
nah, dude.
The kid at church, I'll be at basketball games, and the grandpa, like, even sometimes with the sound off, will just, like, hold Coco Melon in front of him to
Oh
keep
my
him, like
gosh.
because it's a basketball game, he can't be, like, running around and,
Yeah,
like
and, like, he doesn't wanna watch it, like, he wants to do his own thing.
yeah, like, he's 2.
Yeah.
But and I was over at, like, the grandparents' house one day, and he kept running up and jumping on people's laps and going, "E-I, E-I, E-I, E-I," and then they would pull up, like, E-I-E-I-O,
Oh my gosh.
like, a song
That's kind of
the song, "One More Time I Was on a Farm,"
that's pretty
but
funny. Yeah,
yeah.
I can't wait till he's, like, that kinda age where he's, like, more like, now it's
You can
just
have
like
fun with them.
yeah,
Yeah,
like,
now you kinda, like, look at them.
now it's just, like, eat, sleep, poop, basically. Um, but it'll be better. But yeah, it's been good. Continue to Continue to pray for us if that's your thing. Been It's been
Yeah.
good, but
Well, we
awkward
live in a
silence.
world where Jake Paul has now lost a boxing match.
Oh, yeah, dude. That's crazy. I would have never thought that he would have lost.
Yeah, what did you text me when he lost?
What did I text you? Oh, what did I say?
What happened to your easy win?
Oh, yeah, you did say, like, "Oh, this is an easy win for him," and then he lost, and I was like, "What happened
I
to
was
his
like,
easy?"
"Yeah, Anderson Silva was a harder fight."
Oh, yeah, that's what you said, yeah. Nah, dude, I watched the replay, dude. He was pretty good. What's his name?
Yeah, Tommy Fury and that's when I responded to you, and I was like, "Yeah, Tommy Fury was a lot better than I thought he was."
Yeah.
And I've seen him fight before, but
I think he just had so much riding on this fight that it kinda, like, drove him to be a bit of a better fighter, you know?
yeah.
So,
And Jake Paul, there were some things that when it Jake Paul wasn't at 100%.
yeah, that's what I heard.
I kind of hope they fight again because I could see Jake Paul win the second one.
It wasn't it like they I heard, like, a bunch of things that people thought that he shoulda won anyways because there's, like, one you don't think?
He had a knockdown, which made it close. If anything, and they talked about this on Impulsive, he'd have been lucky to get a draw. If
Oh, okay.
anything, it was a draw. Like the only controversies, and he's like, "Yeah, I didn't win. I might have had a draw though."
Yeah. Yeah, he
He
just
had a
didn't throw.
knockdown in the 8th,
Yeah.
but they both had a big thing is he had points deducted from him in the 1st.
Oh?
Yeah, and then Tommy Fury got points deducted from him too.
Okay.
So it kinda evened out. But Jake Paul apparently was sick
Yeah.
throughout camp.
Mhm. That's
Apparently,
what I
like, he
heard.
hurt his leg during camp. He woke up that morning not feeling the greatest, and something else that's not appropriate to talk about on the podcast, that I'll tell you off the podcast.
Oh, interesting.
Um, if you watch Impulsive, you know what I'm talking about.
I do not. So I'll just
Um,
wait till after. Oh my gosh.
but, yeah, I think a second fight would be good. And they were talking about this on Paso. It's like if they fight again and Jake wins, like it could set up like, and a lot of times in boxing, like the big boxing rivals will have a trilogy
Yeah.
where like one guy wins and the other guy wins, then they put it on the line for like best out of three kind of thing.
Yeah, what's his name? Whenever I think of that, I always think of what's his name? Floyd and, Pacquiao.
Yeah, Canelo just went through it.
Yeah. That's pretty dope though. Yeah, I watched the highlights. It seemed like a pretty good fight, but, I'm not huge into that boxing, dog.
What you are huge into is WrestleMania.
I mean, granted, I've been a lot more into it since I've been home. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've actually been watching like the shows live because I'm just so bored. Well, before it was like, oh, I gotta stay up till like midnight, 1 o'clock. So it's like I might as well just put something on the TV. And I was like, oh, Monday night, I'll just put on like Monday Night Raw. So I might as well just watch that. But
And Logan Paul.
before, what'd you say?
Logan Paul.
I didn't watch the one this Monday because we got into a different routine. But I've been watching them before this week.
Yeah, I remember the day after the Nugget was born was Elimination Chamber. And my mom was out here and I get a text from you. Hey, what's the Peacock password? I'm trying to watch it on the iPad in the hospital.
Yeah. No, I remember it because they came in and because like the worst thing is like at the hospital, there's always people coming in and out. Like you have nurses, like the pediatrician, like there's people coming in and out all the time. But at night, they were just like, hey, like you just want us to take him to the nursery, we'll just keep an eye on him. And we're just like, yeah, sure. Like, of course, we'll get uninterrupted sleep. That's fine with us. So that's what we did. And they took him to the nursery for like a couple hours. And then we would just kind of sit in there and just, hang out. Well, no, we'd sleep. And then they'd bring him back at like 6 in the morning or something. Um, and I was like, dang, we should just stay at the hospital for like the next. They just take our kid at night, But the bed was like mad uncomfortable. Like it was so uncomfortable. Anyways, um, yeah, that Saturday night, I was just like, I'm just gonna watch this because I don't have anything else to do. I was like, "Oh, let's just watch it," and I did. uh,
Um,
so that was a good one, but what? There was something
wh-
else.
there was something you wanted to talk about, and I don't remember what it
Oh,
was.
it was the dumb Dar Man thing
Uh,
about how he's being like kind of canceled because of his people coming out saying that like they can't even afford rent working for him. But it was more along the lines of just like, how often do you see those videos come up? Do you like ever see those videos like on your feed? How
yeah.
often do you watch them?
Not very.
Really? I find myself watching them, like, half the time they come up, even though most of the time there's is ones that I've seen, like, at least, like, 3 or 4 times.
Sometimes I'll watch, like, half of it and be like, "This is so dumb."
Bro, they're all literally the same. I just
I'll
think
watch there was I hadn't heard about him for a while, but I wanna say it was, like, Cody Ko, like, made, like, a parody of it,
oh,
and
okay.
I think he was on one, because he became, like, friends with Darman for making
Yeah,
fun of him.
that's kinda funny. That doesn't surprise me because, like, the videos are just so cringy, like, it's like
And it's, like, about, like, treating people well, and it's, like, he's not treating his employees well.
that's, like, the meme around, like, what he's doing now. It's like, this guy, like and, like, it's the sad realization of what money does to people. Like, money, like, turns
Also, a
people,
lot of his
like,
acts are,
sick.
like, kids, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, 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 like, they said that, like, even the extras, they pay, like, minimum wage, and then, like, the kids under, like, 18 get, like, minimum wage too. It's like, "Oh, they get exposure," and it's like, "Yeah, but, like" I don't know. To me, it's not the same as, like, actually, like I don't
Didn't
know.
that, like, Kids React channel get, like get in trouble for, like, that type of stuff too? Like, they weren't treating the people
Oh,
well?
maybe. Oh, I know
I
which
could
ones
be
you're talking
wrong.
about. I used to watch
Yeah.
those too. Like, the ones where the kids react to, like, really, like, old stuff. Or
Yeah,
am I
they would
thinking of
just
something
react to a
else?
lot of stuff, like, kids react to, like that that was always the title, like, kids react
Yeah, 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 I know what you're talking
um,
about.
like, NF,
Yeah, yeah,
is
yeah.
what I remember. And then they would do, like, kids react, teens react,
Yeah,
parents react, old people react.
yeah, I remember those. I used to watch those
Jubilee,
all the
that's
time.
the I it might
Maybe?
be Jubilee, or is Jubilee no, yeah, I think it is Jubilee, or is Jubilee the, like, button people or, like, the
Jubilee?
yeah,
Ghibli?
Jubilee.
I've never heard of Jubilee. I know what Ghibli is. Studio
What
Ghibli, that's like the Japanese, like, Disney movies.
no, 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 Jubilee.
I've never heard of Jubilee.
That might be the people who do, like, the who run, like, the Kids React stuff. But there's
Maybe.
also, uh,
Never heard of 'em.
like, YouTube channel stuff that they do, um, find the twins.
Find the hay in the needle stack. Oh, okay. Find the
No, so
twins.
there'll be, like, a group of people and, or, like, find the fake twins, and, like, they'll all be twins except for one parent.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
That might be Jubilee.
Are you talking about, like, the box thing? Have you ever
Yeah,
seen the box thing?
what's the box thing?
Where they put, like, 6 people in a it's like, "We put 6 vegans in this box and 1 non-vegan. Let's see if they can vote out the non-vegan, and if
Yeah,
they
yeah, yeah,
do,
yeah, and
they all get
it's like
$50."
and that's like they have to, like, vote, "Do you think you got the non-vegan out?"
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then it's like, if the vegan's in there, the box will turn red.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yo, those videos are bro,
Yeah, that's a whole company, they do a bunch of stuff like that. They do this one, like, dating show where it's called, like, The Button,
oh,
and,
yeah,
like
I've seen that one.
yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're
Is that
talking about now.
Jubilee?
The box
Uh,
one, dude. I remember I watched this box one.
Cody Co watches them, like, all the time
I
and
did this
reacts to them.
I watched this box one where it was vegans, and this girl just straight roasted this guy for not being, like, a real vegan, and I'm like, "Okay, you are definitely a vegan because you roast this guy for not being a real vegan," and then they
Yeah.
thought he was, like, the imposter, but he wasn't actually.
That's Jubilee. I just looked it
Yeah.
up. That's
Ju
Jubilee.
I'll have to watch that video
Um,
again.
yeah,
Anyways,
and, like, the Sidemen have taken, like, Sidemen and, like, Beta Squad and people like that have taken those style videos and made them themselves.
yeah.
What did I watch the what was the one I watched the other day? Oh, it was it was supposed to be Find the Drunk Guy, and it was, like, all the, like, YouTubers' friends,
What?
but the producers messed up, and they got all but one guy drunk.
Oh my gosh.
So they all, like, they all had to, like, act drunk,
Find the sober
but
guy.
Yeah.
That's kinda funny. Okay, I think we're wrapping up on time here.
All right.
Anything you wanna say to the people before we go?
What's up, people?
Live your life, don't get COVID, and we'll see you next week.
Stay away from trains.
Yep, stay away from trains and East Palestine.